gotta leave it to the professionals.
Blessed by Bundy, blah, blah, blah.
Started off with a bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, yo, set it up.
Surfing on the web and I'm shooting at 3. I've been goated when I got my G. I'm an alien boy from a different planet, yeah. So I got my drink, I'm riding in the 1920s Model T Ford. Call her Era Lord. Call me Levi, playing on the keys, boy. And I'm about to put my gloves on. If I said it, then I meant that. Yeah, I like that one, I'm about to get that. Crash that whip for the drumsticks, whiplash. I'm about to get them all. Are you with that? In a white boat, surrounded by blue. I want one, but I got a cop too. I wanna fly high in the sky, arms out wide, trying to soar from a bird's eye view. I'm on fire, Ricky, Bobby, cracking the pavement, Whitney, Bobby. I'm a Saki bomb, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Bruce Wayne been a dog, and I keep it 101, cause I'm feeling kinda spotty. You sipping on some rock, and I'm sipping on octane. The only thing around my neck is the
Started off with a
blockchain.
bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, yo, set it up.
NFT, Twitter, blockchain. Seeing with the ghosts and we ballin' like the Brown James. Crypto. We can make a trade, get the memo. Reviews not falling for the FOMO. Listening to Coffee with Captain. You know we worldwide, they loco. I ain't never gonna stop rapping. Orlando, yeah, we working magic. We rocking Ethereum NFTs. I just went and caught me a half base. Man, I got a shout out
Started
to
off with a
40.
bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, yo, set it up.
Breaking the mood to choose one, but they got knowledge to move, son. I'm shocking in shades with my brother in suits, yeah, them blues is coming. Even though it's hard to pick, eeny, mighty, mo, soda on the mix, no biting lips, it's time to go. Index number 1, no thumbs up, you gotta scroll. Looking at the ghost in studio, it's time to go. Had a helmet on by myself until I met a mask that wanted to have a face off. So had to bring my chainsaw, full tank of gas in the drive with my brakes off. I'm A1, but a different kind of steak sauce.
Welcome to Coffee with Captain, powered by ApeCoin, where we dive into all things crypto, NFTs, Web3, and cutting-edge technology. Remember, nothing here is financial advice. Early-stage tech can be exceptionally volatile and risky. So grab your coffee and join Cap and Steve for today's conversation.
Welcome to the future.
Welcome to Coffee with Captain GM. Thanks so much for joining us. If you haven't done so, do us a favor, drop us a GM in the chat down below, then head up top, smash that like, repost, and bookmark on today's space. We greatly appreciate it. It does warm up the algo and lets everyone know we're here. It does us a real solid. Also up there, you'll find the abstract chat, the YouTube chat. We'll get the X video feed chat up there as well. We're on Steve's abstract account today, as well as the X video feed. Appreciate all the love. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. We'll get into markets ripping, Nakamigos, and all, the non-quiet, calm weekend. Certainly feels like a bull market to me. But as always, I'm Captain, my co-host Steve, nerdy financial advice in the show. Crypto's risky, NFTs are risky, meme coins exception risky, go to zero to moments notice. Please don't put any money you can't afford to lose. Know that Steve and I hold tokens we'll talk about from time to time here on the show. We are not financial advisors. Certainly not your financial advisor. Don't join us for that. Just join us for some fun information and education along the way. Steve, before I hand it to you, I capitulated this past weekend. Actually, end of last week, I capitulated pretty hard. Any idea what I'm talking about? GM, sir, how you doing?
Did you capitulate on 6'1" women at the gym, or is it like, wow, that actually sounds really bad the way I put that. I was just thinking, did you finally go and ask the woman out or something? Nope.
No, not that, but you're warm.
Ooh, all right.
Trying to give you a hint here.
I honestly, I don't know, man. I'm confused what the look around means. What does a look around mean?
Well, after 7 months, I basically capitulated on my attempt to become thread guy. I actually went in on Thursday. And
oh wait, hold up. You got. Oh no, you cut the. Oh no. Cap, you know what? It's probably right, but
listen,
geez.
I got a trim. On Thursday, and then went out to dinner Thursday night. And I'm just like, because I just been wearing a hat for 7 months. It's fine until you go out to like a nice restaurant, and then I look like a homeless person. I was like, I can't do this. It was such an awkward stage. The trim actually made it worse. It made it more awkward. I should have just let it keep going. And so after not seeing my barber for 7 months, Thursday, she's like, I was wondering where you went. She's like, you haven't been here since January. And I skipped her for 7 months, didn't get a haircut for 7 months. And then I literally went back-to-back days. She felt so bad. The second day she charged me for a kid's haircut.
She should have charged you for a kid's haircut for the mullet cut, first of all. But, because that's what it is. First of all, I'm proud of you for trying it, though. I'm proud of you for trying it on. It's like,
It looked good in a hat, but man, I looked ridiculous. Like to the point where someone said, well, maybe you get a little longer. You could braid it. I'm like, it was just frumpy. It just doesn't, I just couldn't pull it off.
Bro, I'm proud that you went that far with it, honestly. Like, it's like you committed to it. It's sort of like, I've a couple of times tried to commit to the buzz cut, being like, I can make this work, and it looks absolutely horrible. Like, I have a misshapen head, and I shouldn't do it. And I've done it twice, and it's bad. So, like, I get it. I appreciate the commitment, number one. I would say, number two, yeah, man, it's probably more your style, but, like, I've been watching this, Netflix has like this reality dating show that they throw together called Perfect Match, where they bring a bunch of people from their other shows together who are professional reality stars, whose beneficial it is to stay single with each other. And the mullets have gotten to the point, like this guy Clayton, who was like The Bachelor, so I have no idea why he's now in a Netflix B-list, C-list, D-list reality show. They must have paid him a bag. But this guy Clayton, it's like he was The Bachelor with a proper haircut. He played college football. He has like a full-on crazy mullet. There's another guy. It's like the new mullets. I don't know if you know this. They basically completely shave out the sides, and it's just the top. It looks like, you know those raccoon hats that Davy Crockett wore? It's that, but hair. And, I mean, the women dig it, but... I
mean, in all seriousness, if I wanted to, it was so ridiculous. I probably could have pulled off something pretty close to the boss of Ibiza. It was bad.
Dude, you should have. I mean, if there was a way to do that as an intermediary haircut, that would have been the move.
I should have took more pictures. So I should have done. I was like, yeah, this is just not going to work. I can't wear a hat everywhere, and I couldn't power through the awkward phase. It just and like I said, the trim made it even more awkward. So yeah, if you're attempting to be like one of the cool kids and grow out a mullet, you just got to go for it. You got to be prepared and willing to wear a hat for, like, I don't know. For me, it was 7 months, and it wasn't quite enough. Probably another month I might have got there.
Well, this is also like my my facial hair growing. I cannot grow facial hair. It's awful. It looks like someone's playing Farmville on my face. And when I do it, like, I'm like, this time it's gonna work, and it's patchy and it's gross. And I actually had the realization, I'm like, I can't even try to grow facial hair for like a month or two anymore before it actually looks somewhat normal. Because I stream every day, and people would just see it and be like, is Steve okay? Like, that's what people think when they see it. Like, I remember I had a good friend I work with, and I remember I grew it at one point, and I came in one day, and she's like, I love you. And she just looks at me, and she just goes, wretched. Which is like, that's an all-time, like, you don't hear a lot of wretcheds. Like, that's like a, like an old school Mr. Darby type insult right there. So that one was just like, that one cut deep. So I was like, all right, cool beans. But hey, man, respect that you tried it. I think it's probably more you and your style to just go with the nice little high and tight, clean move. And I may not wear a hat tomorrow on the show. I didn't have time to shower today, but I may actually pull the hat. It'd be the first time, first time since we've been on video that I would have not worn a hat on the show. Yeah. No, I would I
have hair. I actually have hair, people. I felt bad because after I got it cut, I saw a few people and like how'd you get a haircut? And then I like trying to just be a normal human being, have a conversation, not about AI or crypto. I was like, oh yeah, did you get one too? And he's like, no, dude, I've always been bald. I'm like, oh, maybe it's he had like scruff on his face, and they're like, it's probably the facial hair. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what it is. And then someone else says, I made the joke, like, I don't look like I was looking like a homeless person. And then I realize as the words come out of my mouth, I'm talking to someone else who has a mullet. And I'm like, no, but you can pull it off, dude. You're like, they're both younger. They're probably, I'm guessing, mid 20s, maybe your early 30s. And I'm like, no, you guys are all, you can pull it off. I'm at an age where it's the ears for me. It's not even like the back was fine. It's just like I don't know if it's I have a lot of calyx, so maybe it's something to do with that. But man, it was just.
I mean, it's like sometimes it's like you look, something just doesn't work for you and it works for other people. And it's not even about people. Like people will be like, you just need to have the confidence and you'll rock it with the confidants. I'm like, no, it's not confidence. If I put on a flat brim hat, I look like an asshole. Bunch you puts on a flat brim hat, he looks like Steph Curry. Like the difference there is
what is that? Like, why can I only wear a dad hat? Like, what is it? The shape of my head?
I must be, because we must have similar head shapes where it's like
I look like that would have been the only thing more ridiculous than my hatless mullet would have been trying to rock a snapback with the ridiculous mullet.
Right. And it's funny because I turn the snapback around and I wear it like a backwards hat and everyone's like, oh, that works. And then I turn around forwards. They're like, never do that again. And then I wear a different hat. I remember there was a lady I worked with who actually I had this conversation with where she was like, she's a really good friend. So like not in a weird way when she says it like this way, but she basically told me how ridiculous the flat brim looked. And then I wore another hat and she's like, yeah, that looks cute. And I'm like, but it's just the same. It's the same hat, but backwards or like, it's so, I don't know. It's just, if I wear a flat brim, it's a bad look, not good, similar deal. Sometimes it looks good for other people.
Kev, this is a fire bag. It's maybe the nicest quality. Actually, not maybe. It is the nicest quality reusable bag I own.
I still need to tweet about it. You did the live unboxing, so you definitely I
haven't tweeted about it, though. Good call. I definitely did the live unboxing, but did not grab a clip or send anything out of the timeline. So
you know what the problem is, though? And this is like the stupidest problem to have. There's so much stuff I need to figure out how to arrange it. Like, and where I arrange it. And like, make my room look less cluttered if I put it all on my bed or something. Like, it's that crazy. Like, because they were so good. Like, they sent me like, the sweatshirts and the t-shirts. I got a couple hats. Like, everything there is good. So it's like really good quality. The canvas bag is nice. So I got to set it up and tweet about it.
Because we'd like to keep getting stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, I know. I've noticed that. It's like, I'm not even trying to like, it's funny when people just send me stuff, I always tweet about it. And it's like not meant to be like, it's not meant to be like a shill or anything. It's just, I genuinely appreciate it. And by the way, like I get VFriend stuff sometimes. I genuinely like the quality of it. Like they actually, not surprisingly, it's Gary. He takes it seriously. So the hats are good. The sweatshirts are good. So Gary and Andy do a good job there. But in any case, one more cold open topic and then we can dive in because I know we got a guest coming on today. So I get a Roadcaster this weekend. Very excited about that. Comes in, talked to our guy Flyride. He gave me the good recommendation, found me a way less expensive Roadcaster Pro 2 than what I could find in the market. I order it. Reason I think it's less expensive, and I need to figure this out now. It comes in, I open it up, get excited to plug it in the wall and set it up. Look at this plug. I think it's a British plug.
You order a European Roadcaster?
I must have. So
where did you buy it from?
It was Amazon. Now
that's weird.
My assumption here is that now, according to ChatGPT, I can use like Xbox has like the same thing that's like a 2-prong of this thing. So I can get one of those and just use that and it'll plug normally into the wall, or I can get a wall adapter of some sort that's European to American, which I might do too. But like, surprise, surprise, like that caught me off guard. I'm hoping nothing else is different with the Roadcaster. I assume it's exactly the same
thing. Still? Like, it's just odd.
Yeah. Factory sealed, whole 9 yards, $600.
I would ask if you were using a VPN when you ordered it, but I know that's not the case.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
I was trying to do something else yesterday and I couldn't. I was trying to use PayPal. And dude, I couldn't get it back in English. I disconnected the VPN, like it still thought I was in Frankfurt. And long story short, I had to send a PayPal transaction hoping everything was correct. I mean, it was, but I had to send it, not reading anything because it was the site. I would not go back to English. It just stayed. It was like stuck in German, and I've never had that happen before.
Yeah, I mean, Dawn was debating if I should like return it and look for a different one and just get the correct like everything because like it was quite surprising.
On front.
Yeah, it's a UK plug. Yeah, that's what they were saying on ChatGPT. So it's like do I get a different plug and roll the dice and see what I do, or do I just do like
I mean, unless you're like urgently needing it, especially about on Amazon. Amazon's awesome about returns. Like that reminds me, I got to return those 7 Lightning to 3.5 millimeter audio cables today. They take every return back. Like I've never had an issue with Amazon returns.
They're great. But yeah, the one that I
have no idea how they do it. Like, I mean, I guess because they make billions and billions of dollars, but I saw someone, I don't remember exactly what it was. Someone else fill in the details if you saw this too. They've been buying and sending back something ridiculous that weighs hundreds of pounds, and they're just screwing with Amazon. They keep buying it and sending it back. They're doing this like once a week for forever now. Does anyone catch this tweet? It was something dumb. Again, irrelevant. Continue on, but
yeah, I don't know.
I return policy. Maybe like it used to be like Costco and Sam's Club. You could, I don't want to say abuse, but they were very liberal in their return policies. Amazon has taken the cake now.
So here's the problem I run into, because Drew's saying just return it or whatever. I would rather try to figure out a proper like cord for the sheer reason of this. It was $200 cheaper because then like every other thing, because every other Rodecaster of this kind comes with like a bunch of stuff they upsell you with, versus, you know, getting it from, I'll see if Rodecaster directly sells it any cheaper, but like it's probably like another $100 if I go straight from Rodecaster. So maybe that's what I'll do. And just get it straight from Rodecaster and return this one to Amazon, because I can get it in the next couple of days straight from Rodecaster. It's going to be like probably like $80-90 more dollars, but it's like this one came directly from Amazon, and like Flyride found it for me. He's like, this is what you're looking for. He had no way of knowing it was like a UK cord. So I'm debating, like, do I try to figure out the cord and make it work, or do I just return it and call it a day and like just pay the $100 and know that I'm getting like the full on exactly what I need? I'm probably leaning towards the latter, because everything else is like, they're like, buy the Rodecaster kit and they upsell you and charge you more than you should for like mics and everything else, which I don't need. I have a mic, I have headphones. So I don't know. Consensus seems to be return it though.
Shout out to Husker for getting Lucky Reverb to listen in. Appreciate that. I actually now that I connected the account, I'm accruing some points over there on Lurky Reverb. Let me get that correct. I should actually pronounce it correctly so I get credit for talking about Lurky here on the show. They did end their first campaign, so all that's live now is virtuals. I'm not like saying this to farm it. I will come back tomorrow or some point this week and have an actual conversation about it. But like the two objectives today is, or I'm sorry, not today, however long this campaign runs. I guess it probably runs until the points run out, but it's not started yet. That's why. So like basically, you know, when they do kick it off, you know, you talk about the new ACP feature, no idea what that is. Talk about the Genesis launch feature, no idea what that is. Like, this is good info-fi. Like, what they're doing and how they're doing it. Like, I guess, yeah, you could just text about this stuff. How many Spaces hosts just don't pay attention to all the info-fi, all the Kaido campaigns, because they're not putting out threads. Like, I'm going to learn about the ACP feature and whatever their Genesis launch is, and we'll talk about it on the show at some point. But yeah, I know we just had him on Friday, but I really enjoyed that conversation. I like, yes, it is kind of common where expectations get exceeded by a guest we have on the show. That's one where I really was vastly underestimating what they were building, I think.
Yeah, it's I think so too. I mean, even you look at like things where it's like earned points and it's like campaign rewards, like on a couple of tweets and things I put out, like the earned points is like I see what I'm earning for. Even my space that I did, well, hilariously, ironically, while you were talking to Lurky, it's so funny. Like Beast, he got a new kid, he's got a new job. I'm like, oh, you know what? Like Friday, we'll end at 10 a.m. Sometimes we're getting out of here earlier. It's not a big news. And then of course, the conversation with Lurky is awesome. But yeah, like my DeFi for Dummies one, somebody tagged me in it and I got 20 points for that. You're probably clocking points. I have 45 points, so I'm not getting nearly enough.
Well, I have 1,300 that just, and I literally just created the account on Friday. So all of them, but a couple. So a Twitter agent mentioned it, but yeah, this is also great. Like we didn't even talk about this. I didn't know it because I hadn't seen it, but to your point, like I like being able to know where I earned points from. right? Like this just doesn't exist on, campaign rewards, 69, nice.
Don't get another one.
It doesn't exist on
God, we're fucking children.
other platforms. So yeah, no, yeah, just salute again to the Lurky team. Well, good product, and to think it's like such an early point in their journey. I'm excited to follow along and see what they build.
They're gonna get,
and we're obviously certainly biased because all the other InfoFi platforms to this point have just essentially ignored us, Spaces host.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I would, although I can't complain, I am
one
more Kaido lately, but yeah, I would. I think
more I have to show just because, first of all, another sponsor, ApeCoin is green, very bullish sentiment, and then Kaido, very bearish sentiment as of late. So maybe the tables have turned.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's, I think honestly, like, I think that if I am Kaido and I have as much money as I do, I am running to buy Lurky because like it makes your product so much better and more inclusive to more people and makes your leaderboard more robust and more like correct and gets a lot less spam because to your point, like, I suppose like the challenge Lurky is going to run into is that if they're looking for keywords and we just come on here and we're like, polka dot, right? It's like they need to figure out like what the quality looks like. But like having a full view, I think is something that is incredibly important. So yeah, man, I'm very on board with like what Lurky's building. I sent him a DM over the weekend because I was like, dude, I did not realize your stuff was well built. So that way, like I thought it was just kind of like, it's hard. We've seen iterations of this before and it hasn't been this good ever. Like the ApeCoin chart, like tracking like when our space talked about ApeCoin and what ApeCoin did, like that's crazy.
Salute to Be Epic for using the reference code. And I just joined their Discord and I see our guy Husker in there already sharing some feedback and joining the conversation. Husker's a gem, man.
Husker's one of the best. I mean, we've got some great ones, but a great addition to the DJ Network War Room. Like comes in, thinks about things in a lot of different ways. Smart guy, like has some. It's like Husker's out there. Like I've always liked Husker because Husker's on the timeline, giving summaries of huddles and things. But yeah, big fan of Husker as well.
This is what I was referencing earlier. Someone is actually buying an anvil, buying and returning 110-pound anvils to Amazon. It's like his bit. Like I don't know if they're doing it on TikTok or whatever, but yeah, this is like don't do this. Don't be a jerk. You're going to ruin it for the rest of us. But until this guy breaks Amazon's because I mean, depending on how many times he's done this, like potentially has cost 90 orders in the past 3 months. Who knows if it's all anvils, but if so, like literally costing them thousands of dollars in shipping.
People do like dumb shit like that. Like, I mean, there was like, I saw a video that was over the weekend that was shared where a guy was at Bass Pro Shop and like was looking at the guns. And I don't think they're loaded, but he like points the gun like it's a rifle and yells like get on the fucking ground. Like he thinks it's funny. And everyone around him is like worried. And the guys are like, get the hell out of here. Like you'll get like shot in a gun shop like that. And kids are like, haha, so funny. He made a joke. It's like, dude, like you guys got to know where the line is on this, like not fake real stuff. And then his buddy was like, he's trained to be a cop. And they're like, no, he's not. Get out of here, man. Like you're like that literally could cause a disturbance. Like if somebody in the store pulled out a gun and killed him, like that could have happened.
Where do you get shot? I'm pretty sure there's probably someone packing that would take you down if you do that in a state that's allows open carry.
Yeah. So those sorts of things are like it's just don't be dumb. Is the moral of the story. Look, Cap, a couple things on my list today. I'm just gonna say this. We got Beeple's Nakamigos conversation. I think it'll be a good one. But before we get into that, I think we should just rip the daily market update because it is looking pretty in the streets right now.
The daily market update straight to your brain. Powered by ApeCoin, no hype, just gains. Moving on 8chain, we bring in the heat. NFT spends alpha, never miss a beat. 8chain on top, now we bring in the flex. The home of NFTs, figures now what's next. Come on, my head time, but you want the time, the chop for one time.
It is time for the daily market update powered by ApeCoin, the home of NFTs. ApeChain has it all, bringing fun, culture, and community to the blockchain. Dive in and see why ApeChain is on top. I actually had a a lovely little sale this weekend of,
Oh, yeah?
you know, just I mean, it's an ape, so like people are like, oh my god, it's only like $100 or something. But you know, I minted those balloons when Cam talked about them on the timeline. One of them I pulled was like a golden halo sort of balloon, and I sold it for like 210 ape or something. I minted it for 8 ape. Like, that's a good win for normal human beings. In this space, people are like, it's not like a several $1,000 flip, but pretty happy about that because I still have a couple balloons. I'm more than free rolling on them. So, you know, Ape Chain on top, continuing to cooking. Home of the NFTs, alive and well there.
Love to see it. Love to see it. Looking at some other things in the market here, as you mentioned, it's ripping. We had an incredible weekend. Bitcoin back up over 120, almost hit all-time high overnight last night. It ripped up to like 122. Pull back a little bit this morning, but $120,000 Bitcoin. But Steve, you remember I said for a while, I do think there's some magic number. I don't know if it's 120, 125, 150. There's going to be at some point there's a far enough distance between 100K and where it's at to where people who aren't here, their mindset shifts from, oh, I'm late to 100K Bitcoin. It's already hit that to, oh, these crazy lunatics might be right, and I'm actually really early to $1 million Bitcoin. I think like I'm sensing we could be days, weeks, maybe months away from just some incredibly violent days to the positive. Like Bitcoin rips up $10,000 in a day, or ETH sends and it's up two grand in a day, or something just silly. I think we could see. We might have some God candles loading. Also, I saw something. I don't have the exact data, but I saw something like 93% of all shorts have already been liquidated. So it's giving me the, I'm not a technical analyst, but giving me the beach ball underwater type vibes. XRP up 1%. I mentioned ETH 4188, $4,200 ETH is man. We this just all happened quickly too. It was a couple months ago. We were sub 2K. It's bananas. XRP up 1% to 323. Solana 179. Doge down 1% to 22 cents. Cardano 79. I want to come back and look at. Remind me to hit Chainlink and Athena, or two others I'm going to talk about. But before we go into those, Runes, a mixed bag as always. Memes down slightly today on the pump. Doge down 1%. Sheeb down 1%. Pepe down 3%. Pingu flat. Bonk flat. Trump down 4%. I'm actually thinking about taking a look at the pump trade again. They just keep doing the buybacks, and if it continues, there's a world it's underpriced. I don't know.
It's hard to park your money there because I feel like it's like more uncertain. It would have to be like the very far end of your barbell where you're like, whatever, this is like something I'm thinking about, but who knows? Like, because you know what I mean? Like, it feels like there's a lot of other, like, the problem is in a market like this, like, there's so many places you can park your money. Like, do you go pump? You know, like, is the question.
Yeah, no, I don't know, but I'm actually taking a look at it. I wouldn't buy spot, but I would I may actually look to trade it. I may no, I'm not gonna go crazy with the leverage, but I will I'll look to lever up a little bit if I do trade it. NFTs, we'll have to save Nakamigos for last because that probably leads us into the next conversation. So let's Azuki down 1% to 2.3. The memes by 6529 up 2% with some decent volume, 350 sales. Crypto Fish, this was a new mint. I didn't get it. I don't know what the deal is or who's behind it. It did rip up, as you can see, quite a bit. It's down 22% of the data, but still 0.28 ETH for a brand new mint is not nothing. Some ENS volume, quite a bit actually. Mutants up 1.7% to 1.96. Moonbird's up 3% to 2.37. Little Pudgy's up 3% to 1.75. Bored Ape's flat at 13.44. Pudgy's down 1% to 14.79. And then last but not least, Nakamigos down on the day, although on the week, well, they're still showing down on the week. No, actually, this doesn't show me the week trend. I got to go here. On the week, they are up slightly, a little bit up on the week, down 40% on the 24-hour after a massive pump up. Steve, do you want to break down what led to over 1,000 ETH being traded in Nakamigos over the weekend?
Yeah, let's dive into this one because I think this is a good one to talk about.
That was our daily market update brought to you by ApeChain. ApeChain, if you're not checked out OtherSide yet, man, it is pumping over there. There's so much activity, community-driven activity. Like, I got to imagine Garga and Figgy, they're probably giddy as the vision is playing out in real time, as you see community-led games, community-led initiatives. Yes, Bathroom Blitz is cool. They had a big tournament there. But I think even more exciting than Bathroom Blitz, which is a really well-built game by a game studio, is the games that the community is driving in there and the tipping that's happening in OtherSide. Like, it's this world of an interoperable metaverse has come to life. And other than those actually deep in the ecosystem, the diehards, I don't see anyone else realizing what's happening yet. I haven't seen there's no big KOLs in the timeline talking about it. Apparently the foundation hasn't paid off the proper people this time around because no one's talking about what's happening. And it's the most exciting thing that's happened in a metaverse since metaverses have become a thing, Steve. Sorry, go finish your Nakamigos thing. Maybe we come back to that. Maybe a story for another day, but it is kind of mind-blowing, the level of like, by comparison, I saw, and this isn't a shot, but I saw Loki talking about Star Atlas and like, this is really cool. The game it slaps, especially like the flying, like the graphics are great. Star Atlas is a game that's been, I think, pretty sure it's on Solana. It's been built since they started building it back like in 2021 and really high end. But he's like, there's like 8 people in there. He's like, I've not yet been in the lobby where there's more than 8 people. And that's hard, man. You got to have people to make this stuff work. And so far, it's early, but so far it is like the vision is coming to life in the OtherSide, Steve.
Yeah.
If you're doubting this, go back and listen to Loki's NFT space yesterday when Machiavelli comes up and the guy, like, it's you can't bottle the excitement and the genuine enthusiasm he has. Like, I know he's got like that scratchy voice to begin with, but the guy was like, I felt he was like coming through the spaces yesterday. Duke like looked up. It's like, who's that guy? When he was, I was listening on speaker cleaning the house yesterday, and Machiavelli come on and even got Duke's attention. But anyways, I digress. Cut off your Nakamigos thing. We'll come back to this. It definitely deserves the recognition, and we may have to change that daily market update from ApeChain being the home of NFTs to ApeChain being the home of OtherSide, because again, it's early. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but what I'm seeing is I believe it very well could be the killer DApp that every blockchain looks for. You need something that brings the people, that brings the volume, that brings the transactions. And I know there's still a lot of things they need to figure out at scale, but it's doing the thing.
It's doing the thing it's supposed to do. And like, yeah, it's like, I just see, like you said, like you see people actually having genuine fun with it. Like, this is what the metaverse is supposed to be. And, again, I know there's a lot of people who are going to like say like, oh, well, logically, and this is what it costs and yada, yada, yada. Look, I mean, if you get people using it and you see a use case, just takes a couple of people to really care about it, a couple of VCs, there's only, it doesn't take much to get something like that rolling. And like, if people are going there, if it's becoming what it's becoming, yeah, Machiavelli, it's like, you hear his voice. It's like, mama, there goes that man. He's out there. But yeah, it's exciting. And you see it really, really kick it up on the timeline. No, that said, the Beeple thing's funny. So Saturday night, at 11:33 p.m., I am out at a friend's 10-year wedding anniversary. It's like it's an event at a local shop. This is the one I talked about last week. It's like the hippie friends. So like they had some good food, some tacos in like the bottom sort of basement of like this like show. And then we went up to the show, and the show was like very loud, and I'm old. So I left with some other friends, and we went to a local like whiskey bar and hung out and talked for a couple hours. But, hung out in the early end. 11:33 p.m., I get a text that says, Larval Labs is Nakamigos, from somebody who was at the event. I look it up, and I just said, LOL, Beeple loves Nakamigos. Because my immediate take was, no, they're not. They've said they're not, I believe anyway, and there's nothing here. Turns out there was a video that Beeple put up, which was, again, I'm not trying to discount anybody here. It felt quite obviously fake. Like, I looked at the video, it looked like face swaps with Beeple from a previous Larval Lab interview.
It was, yeah. No, they said it was a previous interview. Yeah, go ahead.
It was his. This is like legitimately, like, this was my assessment upon seeing it. Face swap with Beeple from a former Larval Labs video. Like, one of them just looked like Beeple. sounded like Beeple. And Beeple always dicks around with the Nakamigos. He likes the jokes. So my thought was like, haha, like funny little joke. Go and see that people are like, Nakamigos are ripping, Larva Labs Nakamigos. I'm like, was I wrong? Is this how they decided to announce it? That would seem odd. I'm not touching that trade. Then, of course, they dump. Turns out it was a big joke. People get really mad at Beeple, saying that he manipulated the market. Beeple's had to make this same statement probably, I would say, a dozen times. So maybe there's something to be said about both Beeple and the people who are mad at him at this point. On the Beeple end, if you're making the same statement for like the 14th time, like maybe your jokes don't quite land or they're not that funny. I know they're funny to some people, but like maybe it doesn't quite work that way, right? It's like, it's all going to talk about this like new trend with like Zoomer TikToks where it's like, is it fake? Is it not fake? Like, what are we doing here? So one, maybe there's that to be said about people, but that said, like, who like sees, I'm not trying to discount anybody or make them feel silly, but like people got greedy because they thought, oh my God, Nakamigos are Larva Labs. They heard a third party. They didn't do research. They aped in. They bought a bunch of Nakamigos. It was fake. It was a big joke. Again, my first thought when my friend texted me, like literally, Beeple loves the Nakamigos was my thing that I said. Like I thought it was like a joke from my friend. I looked at the video. It seemed fake. And I don't love the joke. It wasn't funny to me. It wasn't interesting. But like, to my recollection, I'm curious if you disagree, like people saw an opportunity that they thought they were going to make money. They jumped in. They were wrong. They didn't do a bunch of research. They didn't use a little bit of common sense. And some people got wrecked. Probably some responsibility for people. People's made the same statement like a dozen times at this point where it's like, I've built a reputation. I made no money off this. I'm not stupid enough to like ruin my reputation pump and dumping. Show me the evidence if you think that's the case. I don't think he made any money on it. I think he just made a stupid joke.
Yeah, I agree. It's just a joke. Like if people like, I would put it close to zero that people bought Nakamigos and then sold it after the announcement. Like as close to zero as humanly possible. If so, he would just be a literal idiot. Like the dumbest thing he could possibly do for the wealth he has, like to make a few extra shekels off something like that. It was just a joke. It was just performance art, satire, parody, whatever you want to call it. And I'm not hating on anyone, but yeah, if you were speculating on a degen trade, like you were doing so to like, you got to take some accountability. I didn't get in it. I didn't trade it. I did say if it was going to keep going for a while, I thought like, wow, this will be funny if they, the narrative keep pumping this thing to flip me bits, the fake version, the fake Larva Labs secondary collection. It just like have fun with it. Don't take things too seriously. Know this space is not a serious space. I mean, the guy makes a living by painting giant penises. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have I get it. I understand those who are upset by it. I don't think it's that big of a deal, I guess. I don't know.
Like, I get it. If people lost money and they feel bad, like, I get it. But, like, it's also a decision where somebody saw something, didn't even take a second to research or think about it, and then ape into it. Like, again, I saw it. My immediate thought when my friend texted me was, LOL. That was my thought. Like, okay, people love Nakamigos. He's doing something silly with them. This is not the first time he's done this with Nakamigos. He's put them in, like, things before. And, it's like, I don't know, like, Yuga Labs has done some things with Nakamigos, and there was some sort of connection that looked like it was happening there. Like, it's happened multiple times with Nakamigos. Like, do I think it's a funny joke? I didn't think it was that funny. I thought it was kind of silly. Like, he does stuff like this. Like, I don't know. Like, he had, like, a dog robot walking around with, like, a, Beeple face on it. I wasn't like, that's it. Beeple's a dog robot. We figured it out. I'm not like, I also think at some point people need to take accountability for what they do and what they buy. Like, it is freedom to transact for a reason.
There was one sale that went for 3.8. This was after by the way, 2 weeks earlier, Mike Novogratz changed his PFP to Nakamigos, which bumped the price 40% then and set the market up for this.
Yeah.
And then yeah. So this was the image. you know, it's I'll get a better picture of it. But basically, Beeple was signing this. You can see here the V0 CryptoPunks, and that was the impact. Floor pumped, retraced. Thoughts and condolences for anyone who got wrecked.
Yeah, and like even the video itself, they said something like the art was too good for the world to handle, and they called like CryptoPunks art shitty or something in the video. It's like I don't know, like it just seemed like quite obvious to me. Again, do I think it's silly? Yeah, like I don't know. Like, do I think people should have more accountability? Sure, he's in a position where I wish he'd be a little more responsible with certain things, and but like. The other thing I would say, and then we'll go to hands because I know, like, I think there's two separate opinions on stage here from ours. I do think, like, sometimes he takes the joke a little too far. Like, make this whole signing it thing. It's like if it was just the video, but like the whole thing.
I disagree. Like,
you think it makes it better?
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do it, you got to do it, and like, it's very clearly not real. Is the thing. Like, if you just saw like some punk holder saying, "Oh, that I sold a punk to sweep Nakamigos," like, and you took that as truth, stop being so gullible. Like, people shitpost on this app a lot. DYOR is a thing because you do need to do your own research. And if you even read this, like, it's so ridiculous that, I don't know, man.
I think Riggs is hot under the collar about this one, so let's go to Riggs, GM. I cannot hear Riggs. Can you? We do not have Riggs.
Joey, say something. Joey, come up mute and say something.
No Joey either. Hold on. Checking the soundboard. I got nothing.
Give me a second. All right, check now. Riggs.
Nothing.
Riggs, say something.
Man, oh man. Let me see if you can hear him on the space even, but keep trying stuff. It's working on the space. Any do you need to unplug and plug back in or try anything? Man.
So I hope it's not the X. We got an X update. I hope it's not that.
Yeah, it could be. Well, let's do this. I'm just for the sake of getting it out there. Here's what we'll do. I'm going to throw in the earpiece and I'm going to listen to Riggs in the earpiece, and I'm on mute anyway. And that should work. And we can hear people on the space, and we can report back on we can report back to people on the stream. But Riggs, go ahead and give your take, and I'll hit it on here.
Maybe Steve, cut him off and do a quick recap. Just we got to go in shorter cuts since we're like half people have audio and half people don't.
Sorry, Riggs. Yeah, so Riggs's point is he basically said, and I understand this point. He's like, look, there's some new people. It is a big event. People are expecting potentially an announcement. People's done this in the past. There are some new people. The point that I would agree but kind of push back a little bit on with the Riggs point here is that, look, I mean, like, even if the people are new, like, you need to, it's self-custody. There needs to be that accountability. And I think you agree with that point. I think you're kind of saying you agree with that point, but like, it still doesn't make it fully responsible, a responsible decision. But at the same time, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's Beeple's having some fun. He's literally had fun with that. Beeple loves the Nakamigos. Like, it's really relatively simple. Like, Beeple loves the Nakamigos, and he puts them in a lot of things he does, and he plays them.
I would say the same thing. He's been a fan. He's incorporated them, and I think he enjoys the community. I think he's a fan of the community. Would be my take.
Yeah.
And I apologize. I have no idea what's going on with the audio. So just all of our speakers, if you could keep it in like 30-second clips, then Steve can kind of do a quick summary, then we can go back. It's just going to have to go some back and forth. I'm still trying to troubleshoot, but this is a first, so I have no idea why it just decided to crap out on us today.
Yeah, to Cap's point, we had the X update this morning, and anytime we have an X update, it generally screws us over.
I either called it or I jinxed it. Like Steve can contest. Right before the show, I was like, oh shit, X is updating right now. Every time it does this, we have issues because half the space is on the current X, half the space is on the old X, and anytime there's a version difference, it seems to give us issues like this.
And even now, like, I know there's some people up who had hands up, the hands disappeared. Let's go Joey Vowels, and then we'll kind of swing around the horn.
$30 seconds, Joey.
No, I think he basically said there's a moral obligation if you have a position of influence, which again, I get, like, there is something to be said about that, but it's also hard because, again, like, I think the point Riggs made and the point Joey's making, like, they're basically saying, Zane's big thumbs down. I know Zane was disagreeing with this one in the war room. I think the fair point from both of them is that they're saying people may not know the context, but a little research shows you the context that, like, this has literally been something. I went to a Moonbirds event when Kevin Rose was, I'm old enough to remember Kevin Rose being in charge of Moonbirds and running a proof event, 2 years ago, and Beeple live drawing and yelling Nakamigos and drawing them all in his, it's like, this is not
it's really a multi-year bit. It's a multi-year bit. And I'm not making, I understand the pushback, but he's made it very clear. I thought multiple times. And then when you see it, it just, I don't know. Like, I get both sides of it. It's not that deep to me. I also didn't get wrecked. So anyone who got wrecked, I understand they might be a little more frustrated. And I also don't think someone that's brand new is going out there and sweeping, Nakamigos at 11 o'clock on a what was Friday night, Saturday night?
Yeah, it's Saturday night at 11:33 p.m. Eastern time. And again, like, I'm not trying to just be that guy, but, like, I got a text about it and somebody said it. And my first response, without even watching the video, was lol. And then I watched a video and I was like, double lol. Like, this is not the case. Like, again, it wasn't that. I didn't find it, like, overly funny, but it's also his bit. Like, Beeple's humor is a little off kilter, right? He's a little off beat. But yeah, Anon, go ahead and get in here. I know you are, like, kind of like the prince of Nakamigos. So you'll probably have some thoughts here. Yeah, so a couple things he brought up. One, he's like, "Hey, Beeple's featured Nakamigos in over 100 of his pieces, so like this isn't new there." But he did mention that Matt and John did a fun like kind of wink nudge like joking sort of interview where it was clearly not like a real interview, but like basically we're talking about, "Oh, I'm just a bummer people didn't like our Nakamigos like with the 3D glasses." Like it was a very spoofy bit. Which by the way, again, I'm pretty sure in the past they said, "Look, this is not us as fun as they are." But go ahead, keep going, Anna. Hmm. Yeah, I think it's well said. And by the way, like it's like I just love just so on brand. You own like 400 of them. You don't go small at anything when it comes to NFTs, which I appreciate and I respect. But it is funny, like yeah, like people take it like people are like, oh, I bought into them, and like I guess yeah, for you, someone in the community, it's a weird spot to be like, I'm super into these things. There's this joke that happened, and now people are like mad about stuff. It's like maybe stick around and believe in something if you're into it, like whether it's Larva Labs or not. And but like again, that's the part that I have trouble having sympathy with is that people bought this because they wanted to sell it almost immediately at a higher price. Like I don't think people were buying this because they were like, man, I want to get a piece of history with CryptoPunks. Like people bought it because there was an opportunity to make money and they thought that it was Larva Labs. Anybody would have thought there's, anyone who's in this space, what goes up must come down. There'll be a pump, they'll go down. Like, I think a lot of people just thought they were going to make some money off these things. And then when it didn't happen, they're like, who can I blame for the buttons I clicked? And I just think that that's the direction that we ended up going here. And like, it's like underlying to your point, like, look, I mean, Nakamigos isn't a joke. Like, it's a real community with real people who have been showing up. Beeple likes them and he has fun toying with them. Not toying with them, but like playing in the sandbox with them. So I'm just like, I guess I get a little bit thrown by like, again, like I'm not trying to oversimplify it. I think the amount of people who were hurt were genuinely like, oh my God, I want to own a piece of crypto history is probably less than 0.1% of the people. I think the majority of the people thought number was going to go up and they bought them. So yeah, I don't know. I was gonna say I think we lost him, but go ahead and jump in there. Go ahead and jump Big Rug. Can we just like here's a thought process too. Can we also just be like, you know what? Like Nakamigos is just a cool project in its own respect. It's got the respect of a lot of people who are big in the space. It's got like, it's got fun art. It's got fun sort of lore to it. People take traits pretty seriously, which is an important thing of any NFT project where they actually care about the actual identity tied to traits. Like, can we just say like, I mean, it's also cool to say like, part of their culture is this like almost like, cheeky mischief on the blockchain, I guess, is one way to put it. Like this is part of what the culture of Nakamigos is from what I've seen and how they interact. And I'm not mad at it. Like it's just it's I get it and I understand where people are like, hey, it went too far and maybe it was like a little bit overboard and maybe I am on record being a total boomer about not liking the is it fake, is it not fake jokes that exist nowadays. Like it's not my jam, it's not my thing. But I don't know, man. Like I also think it's like it's pretty. I thought it was pretty obvious at the time. Maybe being there, it was less obvious from observers, though. I think a lot of people are like, rush in, get paid, and that's what we saw. So, Joey, we'll let you get the last word here before we move on to our interview here. Yeah. No, fair enough. I would say, yeah. I mean, I think it's a good place to put a bow on it. Look, I mean, could definitely be more responsible about how it went about. I think it was like, again, to me, it felt relatively obvious. Sounds like the people on the ground, it was less obvious, but like, I mean, it looked like a Beeple face swap from an interview I've seen before. And I was like, okay. And he's been doing this for 2 years. And there comes a point where I'm like, again, like, you need to take responsibility for the things you do with your wallet and the buttons you click. And I think that's just kind of how it goes. Cap, any other thoughts on that before we flip over and get Badlands in here to talk a little bit, Badlands and D's to talk a little bit of art?
Just kind of etched in blockchain lore at this point. They're not going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if nothing else, Nakamigos have, I don't know. They've established themselves as having this culture that there's something that happens like this all the time. It feels like there's always like one of these stories. And I think it's part of what makes Nakamigos. So I'll leave it at that, and we'll go from there. More on that later after our interview.
Yeah, Big Rug, if you want to get a quick one in here to wrap it up, then we'll segue. Yeah, appreciate you guys jumping up today.
Yeah, definitely. Let's do it. Well, that said, let's flip over. We'll play in the Ape Chain Architects, and then we'll talk a little bit of art, which is a little bit of art, a little bit of merch, a little bit of Ohio boys. 3 out of 4 Ohio boys on the stage. Talking a little Ape Chain Architects, brought to you by our friends over at Ape Chain with our corny Sunday Night Football playing song. And look, excited to see NFTs kicking off and minting again, and actually minting out, and people having fun with them, and people having fun with the art. GM fellas, before we get into it, I just got to acknowledge 3 Ohio boys on stage. Jesse, are you an Ohio guy too? Where are you from?
I'm actually a New Yorker. So our whole team's over in New York.
All right. Well, that's rough. Sorry to hear that. So close, but no, my whole family, my background, my mom's from Queens, my dad's from Brooklyn, my brother lives there. So love us some New York, but let's talk a little bit of art. So, collection drops, collection sells out. It was funny because I remember I added D's. I was out at the time, and I was like, oh no, I need an Alelis for this. Then I was out and couldn't actually make the mint. Came back, thing was minted out. Did you expect that it was going to fly off the shelves so quickly?
Definitely not. I mean, we knew like when we were working with Ape Chain and OpenSea, and then there was a good chance people would be into it, right? And the art is super sick, but I mean, 15 minutes was that was insane. Definitely, we started seeing on OpenSea, it's so sick. Like the stats go like in super real time when you're sitting on the page, and that bar was filling up really quick, and it was like, oh,
I thought we were gonna spend all week talking about it and trying to push it, and then there's this weird like, oh, it's minted out in 15 minutes, and now we have a week of scheduled stuff where we're supposed to talk about and show this thing, but it's already minted out. Now it's kind of interesting too, because the floor is under the mint price. So if you actually want any of the physical stuff we're making, it's cheaper now. So
potential discount there for people who are looking at it. Can you talk a little bit about the art and the inspiration and sort of the decision to put the collection out there? Because like, look, I mean, it's there's some really, really cool ones, especially sort of some unique one of ones. The Back in Bloom, by the way, collection is what we're talking about. If you go over to OpenSea, you can find it on there. And yeah, it's funny how mint goes like above, below. Like personally, I'm a sucker for a good physical, but talk about the art itself, because and sort of the inspiration for putting this sucker together.
You want to take it, Jesse, or you want me to?
You can start.
Yeah, so this kind of came together. For the people who don't know, we had a drop together 2 years ago, and it went super well. We did a toy, and we did some clothing, and we also minted out all those toys, which was also just as surprising a couple of years ago as it was a couple of days ago. But the art and the theme for this season is Back in Bloom. Our first theme was Burnout, which was a lot around crypto bear markets and people getting burnt out and wanting to quit, and then this theme was trying to reverse burnout. It's like, well, what's the reverse of burnout? It's like sprouting anew and having new blooms, and we're big on this flower theme. So Sean, who isn't here, who is the artist behind all this, just completely snapped on the art side. Originally we had this whole clothing drop planned, and we were talking about different ways to go around making the art. Last time I had made the art with AI, and there were only like 5 art pieces, and they're just based off rarity tiers. This time, Sean spent a ton of time just making a brand new collection, basically with 6 characters and a whole bunch of traits. And he was having a ton of fun with it, so he just ran with it, and that's how we ended up with this. I don't want to call it a profile picture collection, but it's definitely a much more generative art type collection than the first thing we did. And at the end of the day, it's like all to sell the clothes. it's like we're trying to get people interested, all the cool apparel stuff that they're working on. So
Do you
been
think
fun.
it's fair to say that you brought the bull market back? Because I mean, ETH didn't hit 4,000, and then Back in Bloom comes out. That's the theme of the collection. So I think you can. Do you think you can just attribute it 100% to that?
If we can take some credit for it, I'll take it. I mean, it does seem like with, we only have a sample size of 2 here, but the 2 times that we've planned and done drops, the market seems to rip right after we do the drop. So I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to push our luck. We'll probably stick to this once every 2-year cadence, is not to really push it, not trying to bring back the bull market every 2 weeks. But yeah, it's been fun timing.
One also thing to add on top of that is each of the different 6 characters they all share the same traits, but Sean hand drew each character's trait individually. So like the 3D glasses are drawn to specifically fit each different character, because like the moon's head doesn't quite work the way that the ski mask head was, and he really wanted to create like truly unique feeling characters. And that's like a pretty big signature of our art in general at Bad is Sean is just like loves to create characters and make them all feel unique, because I think a lot of generative collections do end up feeling very repetitive at times. And so creating all these different unique characters, and that led into what you brought up there was the leaderboard. There's a leaderboard with collecting quests. I think over like 20 different quests you can participate in to shoot up the leaderboard to win high-end art pieces from Sean, physical art pieces. He's a pretty multi-dimensional artist, so he'll be painting 3 different oil paintings for the top 3 on the leaderboard, and a series of other items. But the community and everyone's having such a blast, because especially with it being under mint price, you can really go and collect the ones you want and hit these different quests, and it really helps you like explore all the different traits and stuff too.
Yeah, so talk a little bit about you talk about the leaderboard, talk about the actual physical claim, because I think very very interesting dynamics. Again, not low effort stuff. It's like good art, like enjoy the art. I like that it's 6 characters, because you can kind of pick your favorite traits on any given character and kind of play around on there. So that's fun, really good stuff. And then there is this physical claim. So can you talk a little bit about that aspect for people who I'm a sucker for a physical. If you look at my background, obviously, I'm the exit liquidity for every single NFT brand who wants to sell a physical. So tell me a little bit about that.
No, I'm the same way. Yeah, honestly, in 2023, we started. We did a collab at Comic-Con. It was like an open edition mint, and we wanted to. It was back when like everyone was kind of like hating on open editions. It was kind of extractive or whatever, and we're through and through, we're a lifestyle brand, and we produce a lot of physicals. Like we have in-house merchandise and fulfillment company. We have a warehouse. Like we do a ton of physical stuff, and we just have a lot of passion for bringing art to life in the real world. And so we've had so much fun over the last 2 years, really gamifying the shopping experience, making it more immersive, more experiential. I think just going to a boring ass Shopify or e-commerce site where the products are just in a basic grid, and you're clicking and shopping is okay, but like when we're on chain and we have all these just different ways to create different mechanics and creativity and really bring you into the story more, that's where we really love to like create. And so the physical redemption is going to be actually later this week. We're going to announce that actually a little bit later today, but it's going to be it's super seamless. There's no gas fees, it's all like super easy. Shopify checkout, you're going to have a beautiful little like thing that pops up, and you select the ones you're going to burn. And the goal is to really make it like you log in on the site with and you can log in with an email address and participate and even buy off secondary. Like the goal is to really make this as easy as possible for just literally anyone. And we think we're starting to see it. We feel very validated over the last year, seeing obviously when Doodles was doing their pack drops, and then obviously with the rise of Labubu, and we just see game commerce is just going this way. It's becoming more gamified, more soft gambling, if you will. We always thought the gambling in this space is kind of hardcore. You could you go long on something and you could get liquidated, and like your like life might be ruined. Like that's like the level of risk people are taking on in this space. And so we thought like it's like the fun of NFTs is ripping them open and seeing what you get, and if you can keep your risk level a little bit not so bad, you can have a lot of fun and end up with a bunch of cool physical items.
Can we rewind a little bit and just like what led to going from Goon's World, which I believe was primarily started as a PFP project, to getting into this connected apparel and gamifying the shopping experience? What inspired that evolution, I guess?
Honestly, it was there from the beginning. Like we mint the collection originally minted out in 21 in October, and in December we did our first apparel drop. We did it at cost, so every holder could literally buy it for literally the cost of the materials. And it's just the artist Sean and Drew, who's not here. He's actually out in Vegas. We were just running our whole questing game at Rare Evo, where you can run around and meet people, tap everybody's badges, get points, and run up the leaderboard there. It's just been like something that we've just had a lot of fun with, you know, and we see a lot of like, you just watch the reactions of people, man, and like they like love it and they engage with it, and so yeah, the apparel was just like always like deeply embedded in what we do. And we did a collaboration with Urban Outfitters back in 22. We took over their store in New York City. Had a panel there with IYK and Shopify, and sold out a collection. We were in like the top 5 shirts on their website for a weekend. It's just like deeply embedded in like who we are and what we do, and gamifying it with on-chain mechanics and having a lot of fun was just kind of a natural evolution as we just kept playing around.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm very bullish on just gamified, yes. Experiential, like retail, traditional retail is dying unless you're gamifying it, unless it's experiential retail. And while I think traditional retail is dying, I think it creates a tremendous opportunity for those that are embracing this gamified, experiential, new shopping experience. And I appreciate the experimenting on chain and pushing some of this forward, because I think there's a world where fast forward a few years and this becomes the norm, not some niche thing that, you know, some blockchain nerds are doing.
No, 100%. And we've built like a platform that powers this all behind it. So like we spin up new websites every time we do drops, but like we're not like spending months working on them. You know, we have a platform that powers it, and it's all built with Shopify on the back end. So like it works with literally anyone's shop too. So it's like been really fun. We know we work with other teams too in the space, like Chimpers and some other ones too. So it's been really fun to spread the gamification.
Was there a reason why y'all went specifically to Ape Chain versus anywhere else? Because I think, like, you know, there's a lot of chain options. I think people in Ape Chain tend to go nuts over NFTs. It's kind of the big thing where it's like that community is a bunch of monkey JPEG holders who like to trade around NFTs. But why Ape Chain over, you know, any other chain that exists in the wild?
Yeah, I'll chime in and I'll let Deez answer. We honestly, like, Bored Apes in general, like, has always been more of that like streetwear kind of vibe. You know, they obviously have done some really crazy collabs in the space with Bape and some other notable names, and so we just feel like culturally it aligns like with who we are. And then obviously like the Complex Con announcement comes out, and you know, there's just like some really good alignment there. And then yeah, like I do feel like there's a Ape Chain is like more of the NFT chain in a way, you know, like Abstract is like more of like the gaming, maybe Steam slash, you know, playing on-chain games, and Base is more of like kind of like almost like a corporate, but like they're doing everything, right? Like they're powering like Base Pay on Shopify and like DeFi, and you know, you can kind of do anything on Base, right? And Ape Chain I think really just fits the mold, and we've honestly just been blown away by the support. So many different shows that we've got to go on, and yeah, we've done things on lots of different chains, and we've never felt this level of support when we first like showed up. And so like speaks like hugely to the community over there and how much they are really pushing and wanting to like build culture on Ape Chain. So yeah, we've been stoked.
Yeah, and shout out to OpenSea for making it super easy to mint. I think the most important thing for me going into this drop, and something I told the Goons guys over and over again, was, this needs to be as simple as possible. I don't want to tell people how to bridge, and I don't want to explain, bridging to anybody ever again. So by going through OpenSea, it made it super easy to mint on ApeChain, but then allow, anybody with ETH on mainnet or Base or any other chain to be able to buy it in one, simple checkout flow, and without the, here's a bridge, go to this and explain it. So that was a big unlock for us.
And because there's no, like, the redemption process is all going to be handled on the back end, the gas fees and everything. Because you relayed you maybe bought with mainnet Ethereum, and then you go to check out, and now you don't have ApeCoin, you can't redeem. Like, no, like, that's not going to be the case. You're going to burn and do the whole redemption process, and it's all just seamless behind the scenes.
Love that. How long, out of curiosity, again, going back to the redemption process, you talked about it. It feels like a matter of time. Like, I don't know if it's just a matter of adopting the blockchain technology or the gamification more, but it feels like the way my kids interact with and by the way, like, I'm a old motherfucker. My kids are 13 and 11. So it's like, they're almost adults. They're basically almost two teenagers I'm coming up on here. And the way they interact is very much in this way. The way they shop, the way they do things, the way they interact is very gamified. It's very fun. It's very involved. And I don't think it's a kid thing because we really like it in our world. How long do you think before we see more of that versus this like one-way loyalty interaction that you see from most companies where it's like, go buy 5 lattes and get some stars versus maybe this gamified, fun, more mechanics that we see in because it feels like this should be more ubiquitous, but do you think we're like sort of hurtling towards there? Like, how long do you think till we start seeing this in retail?
I mean, I think we are seeing it with like Pop Mart and Labubu, right? Like the fact that like before you go to buy your blind box, you literally shake it virtually to see like which one it might be, and some of these different things. So, yeah, I think it's taking over e-commerce and in general. I think it's gonna be hard to drop things going forward if you don't have loyalty programs, if you don't have if you don't have some of these different mechanics, because the world is going more multiplayer and it's boring if you don't have these things. And there's no more, especially with AI and everything, like the moat is like less and less and less. And so like obviously it's just like how much people fall in love with your brand and how much you can reward them for continuing to be in love with your brand, I think is all that really matters.
Is part of it, like I see 10 a.m. studios, do you envision taking this then to other brands and helping, like using the tech, using the platform to help other retailers do essentially what you're already doing? Is that?
Yeah, 100%. That is exactly right. So yeah, everything we do, we power. 10 a.m. studios is our brand. I call it like a brand agency / creative tech studio. That is the platform behind everything we do. And yes, we already have taken it to other people. We actually, when Arbitrum launched their new stylus SDK, we helped them do a mint to redeem experience on there. We power a lot of the Chimpers card collecting experiences, which actually is over on ApeChain as well, which is super sick. And if you click in, that'll clear that thing at the top there. And yeah, so and then we have a game that we just played out at Rare Evo, which is out in Vegas, like where you can we're gamifying the conference experience too, where you're like getting quests to go around the conference and meet people. Actually, is like how people really climb the leaderboards. Every person you tap there, you get a point, and so we're gamifying the actual meeting of people. We ran that also at the Double XP event at FTNYC, and we're kind of merging it all into one just giant always on multiplayer game because it's just fun.
I'm getting back. I keep having Steve. I don't know what's going on today. My audio keeps cutting in and out. I did the unplug replug, so I apologize. I think we're back live on audio everywhere, but if anyone's still having issues, my apologies. I saw Ashley Decan was out there doing and this is, I'm exciting to see it's still alive because I think Steve, probably the first introduction we got was like 90cc and no longer a thing. But I do think this is the future of shopping, of apparel, of just gamified, of going for these chase items when you buy something. Like it's better, right? If I'm going to buy a shirt, well, and I'm going to spend $100 on a shirt, which is rare for me, I'd like that $100 shirt to potentially turn into $1,000 shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm just making numbers up here, but just the idea of, like, not full degen, but a little bit of like, I'm still getting something, right? It's not going to go to zero. I'm still getting the thing I bought, but there's a chance I might get something that's a lot more valuable. And as much as I never thought would say this or have it on my Bigo card, like Labubu gets a lot of credit for this, at least in the outside of us crypto degens, right? Like it feels like we're having a real moment towards this sort of gamified shopping, and love that you guys are leading the charge when it comes to bringing these other brands on chain. And congrats on all these clients. I didn't realize I didn't realize you were powering Chimpers, and it's a pretty robust client list for just being at this for a little bit. Well done.
Yeah.
No, pretty good.
I'm sitting on my double XP hat still to this day. Good hat. Good event. That worked really well. So for people who are listening right now, so obviously we're talking about this mint today, and obviously you work on a lot of stuff. Excited that you're building that, because it is something I'm passionate about, is like using blockchain in a way that is not just simply JPEGs on a blockchain, which are fun. Love JPEGs on a blockchain, but it's like actually use cases that make sense, that you could apply this to sort of anything, and it creates a more user-friendly experience with anybody participating in a program, right? And like to this day, I always get sad about Starbucks Odyssey sunsetting, because it was so much more fun than just going to Starbucks and buying a friggin' breakfast sandwich and getting a few more stars. It was fun to collect and have decisions and get rewards. So I'm really excited that you're building this thing and actually trying to move towards that. And I think the more we see this play out and the technology improve, the better. That said, with this particular one, just for people who are looking at it, what timeline should they be aware of right now?
Yeah, no, 100%. That's always the fun part of these things too. So the redemption is actually, we're going to make an announcement a little bit later today. The redemption is going to go live on Thursday this week. So get those back in blooms. But actually our first, prior to that, we have the leaderboard closing tonight. And so if you want to get involved, it's obviously a little bit late in the game to get try to hit that top 50 of the leaderboard, especially when minting really drove a lot of the base of the points. But I mean, hey, with the price on the collection, you can hit up those quests and rack up some points pretty quickly. And the leaderboard, like the lowest tier is going to get like at least a $30-$40 value of that leaderboard. So like it's not like, oh, you're just going to get like a sticker or something, like it's not like this is, we take the leaderboard seriously. It's people have aped in, and that's actually been one of the challenges of some of these things, is like when people go really hard on aping into some of these things, like it's hard to reward them, especially if it's like the rewards are all randomized within the collection. And so the leaderboard is the mechanic to really reward the people who go in the deepest, and not feel like oh, I like did all this, but I barely got anything. It's like, well, but like that's not fair, And so that's why we really like the leaderboard mechanic there too. Yeah, so leaderboard closes tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, and then redemption goes live Thursday, 12 p.m. Eastern. You can just hit OpenSea, back in bloom, buy bad XDs, grab a couple. All you need is like the way the redemption works is all the items will be priced in the NFTs. So there'll be pricing from 1 to 4. So if you own 2, you could get maybe like the not drugs bag, the smaller one. If you're trying to get like the higher end items, I think one of the top end hoodie is going to be NFC chipped, and then we're going to edition them. So like on the actual shirt, there'll be the number written on there, 1 out of X number, however many that ends up being. And that number, when you tap the NFC chip, will match the number you see on the actual NFT as well. This is something we kind of pioneered back at ComplexCon in 2022. And people really like it. It's sick, like seeing that number there and seeing it all matched. It's like something really cool to show off to people too.
Yeah, also important to note, once that redemption window goes live on Thursday, they have 1 week to redeem everything? Are we still going with 1 week?
Yeah, we're going with 1 week there. And then actually one fun thing we're going to be doing is anyone who orders internationally and is going to go to Ape Fest, we're going to have the ability for you to submit that you would like your to pick up your order at Ape Fest, so that you can avoid all those customs and shipping fees that are just awful with international. So more information on that, but for any of the international buyers who are going to be attending Ape Fest, we're going to be sending out a team member out there to post up and hand deliver orders. So stoked to do that.
Yeah, it's fun, man. I love, first of all, not drugs bags always crack me up. Number one.
I have to get one. I'm getting at least one of the not drugs bags, Steve. That's
Hell yeah.
That's one of my must.
Just grab 2 back and blooms and you'll be good. You'll be good.
And is that for either the black and white one or the color one? Is it either or?
The black and white one, actually. So we are going to have a couple items for sale with just US dollars, because like Deez's dad wants to get some. And
this is another one of my stipulations with the drop, was that we have to have a way for me to send my family member one link text message, and they need to be able to buy it without any further instruction. And that was not something that was happening with the toy.
Yeah,
we tried that before.
So the way we built it is that you have one shopping cart where you can add in all of the things you want to buy, and you can pay with USD for the USD items, and then NFTs with the NFT items. But the ones that are available for USD are there's only going to be a few, and they're pretty limited. So that's just like help out a few people who really haven't quite figured out the on-chain thing yet.
And I see if you burn 20, you get the complete collection. Is that accurate or no?
Yeah, I think when you add it all up, you'll need about 20 to get the full banger.
Very cool. How many do you know how many is the big bag, the big not drugs bag?
3.
Oh,
Sure.
wow.
And it's massive. I mean, maybe that picture does have good scaling in it, but yeah, I used it for 3 days straight in New York City to break it in, and it's fucking massive. To put it into scale, I fit my backpack that normally is on my back into that big not drugs bag, and then was able to just carry the not drugs bag with my backpack in it, which was absurd, but it worked.
Nice. Yeah, and we definitely with not drugs in it. It was for sure. So that's an important note to have. Because it says it on the bag. But no, dude, I love that. I think it's so fun. Like, I think it's like a really, really cool mechanism, and just exciting to see people getting ready. I like the USD option if people want to get involved as well. If people want to, play around and say like, look, I just want to straight buy this thing. I'm cool with that. Like the sort of the gamification aspect of it. So, yeah, very cool, man. And excited to see how people play around and what they redeem. And yeah, like I said, the not drugs thing is always funny to me when I see it. So kudos on the bags, and I'll probably get one for my background or something.
Can I ask where that originated from? Was the not, because that's been around for a while. Was the first was that a D's original? Where did the not drugs bag come from?
No, it definitely wasn't a D's original. We were actually talking through drop ideas on the toy drop a couple years ago. And I don't remember if Drew on the games team or somebody else brought it up, but they were like, what if we just put this on the bag? And obviously we were like, yeah, we absolutely have to do that.
Perfect.
And granted, back during the first drop, I was much more of a, the online stoner than I am these days. But it is funny to actually like unironically have not drugs in the not drugs bag too.
Yeah, it's also funny that you had like an entire personality built around it, and then you just went sober for a while. Like that's just
yeah, we're gonna take a year off.
Yeah, just like took a year off, and it's like you have like a pot smoking, like fucking, just ripping weed is like your PFP, and it's like, yeah, I haven't smoked or done anything in like a year, and I feel great.
It feels weird because so much of my clothing is around, the killer acid, pot smoking, tie-dye stuff, and now sometimes when I wear it, I almost feel like a LARP. I'll be walking around my neighborhood just for the morning walk wearing a, I don't know, Weed Jesus Killer Acid shirt. And I'm like, man, I haven't even been high.
It's like literally the opposite of most people who like smoke weed, but then dress like, they go to like their job.
Like, I don't even smoke weed. I'm just wearing the clothes now.
Yeah, like a fucking accountant who gets high every night, but actually like wears like a suit every day. And like, you're like wearing the weed clothing, but you're like, I just like it for the style. I'm not a weed smoker. It's a ridiculous juxtaposition there.
Yeah.
It's the beauty of the internet. You can just do what you want.
You can just do things.
You can just do things. Exactly. You can just wear things. Well,
if you want tie-dye, just wear it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, just because I'm wearing tie-dye, you assume I'm a hippie. It's like your bag says not drugs, and there's a picture of like some animal undescribed smoking a joint on it. So I don't know. But that's that's the way we roll. It's such a funny thing. Go ahead, Cap. Do you have any?
We just got a quick question from Machiavelli in the chat. It says, where do I see the products for Bad, or is it the shop attached to their Twitter? If someone wants to, is it like there's that thread, and if they wanted any more images or details, is there any
yeah,
like,
we'll be posting a couple of the products on socials the next couple days, and then when the shop goes live, it'll all be visible there.
There is one teaser picture that has almost all the pieces, or most of them.
Yeah, they're like silhouettes.
Yeah, they're kind of.
But yeah, we'll be putting out more in the coming days, so don't worry. And it's not like a huge like rush to like get in there, you know. Obviously, like buying some back in blooms, floor might be going up a little bit when redemption goes. But
is this a blanket? Is one of them a blanket?
Yeah,
yeah. One of the 4 costs
by Sean, like handmade by Sean.
Oh wow.
It is also funny, by the way. Like one of the things you said about the complex con thing is that it's kind of hilarious to me that we try to overcomplicate things in like Web3 sometimes when it's like, look, there are a bunch of mechanics that are fun. Everything should be gamified. But sometimes it's as simple as like, hey, if you tap your phone on this, you see a picture of what you bought and it has a number on it. And people like normies are just like, whoa. Like it's that simple sometimes, using like a chip that dry cleaners have been using since like the 60s, right? It's like that simple.
Marketing to people in this space versus marketing to people outside of space is sometimes very different. So yes.
Yeah. You're like, you just tap your phone on it.
We are junkies here. We are absolutely junkies here and expect the craziest stuff. And then you literally go out into the street and just show someone like a cool spinning animation and then something reveals and they're like, whoa.
Yeah, it's like we show like someone in this space like, where's my airdrop? And you show someone else say like
$1,000.
They're like, yeah, like I should be getting $1,000 for buying this $20 shirt. I mean, blame fucking OSF for that, by the way. I bought $120 of drinks and I'm gonna get $1,000 in crypto. So like I can't, it's our own fault.
Our dopamine receptors are all shot here. So
yeah, we have the dopamine receptors of like cocaine bear in this industry. Yeah,
it's done.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, it's like you show a normal person, you're like, yeah, you just tap it, and you see a version of your thing online. They don't even know it's on the blockchain. They're like, whoa. Well, isn't that pretty nifty? It's just, I don't know. That's how I think the account who smokes weed talks. Well, look, appreciate y'all joining us. Any other thing we missed that you want to hit on for this drop, or even anything coming up in the future you want to plug before we let you get out of here?
Not for me. I think we hit everything. Just the main thing to reiterate is that redemption window goes live on Thursday and it's open for a week. So if you do own these, if you do want the physicals, please remember to redeem the physicals. That was something that we had a little bit of a problem with the last drop, but the toy was just like constantly reminding people, hey, you have this thing, redeem it. And we learned to have a shorter redemption window right after the mint instead of having a window longer after the mint. The closer you can get people to redeem stuff to when they mint it, the better. So please just mint it. The goal at the end of the day here is to get the clothing and all the cool shit that we've made into your hands. So please redeem it. And that's all I want to say.
Yeah, come participate. Back in bloom. Go find it on OpenSea. It's a good entry price right now. It's gonna go up, I'm sure, once the redemption opens. It generally does go up because people realize they want to go buy the crazy stuff that like, well, I can get a hoodie now for like how much?
If you price it in the floor price right now, you're like, oh, I'm getting this hoodie for like, I don't even know what it is, $60, $80.
Yeah. So go grab them now. Get in early.
Awesome.
Thank you guys for having us. And this, like, the entire ape community has been super, super supportive, as Jesse was saying earlier. I've been shocked just by the amount of new friends I've made. I switched back to the ape last week. Gonna stick with the ape until the redemption window is closed, at least. And it's fun reconnecting with a bunch of old friends from last cycle.
Love to see it. Well, looking forward to this.
I don't even know about those honoraries, Steve. Like that's it's been a minute since we've seen one of those on the timeline, I think.
I know, and I don't think I was looking through them when I put the PFP on. Not that many people have theirs still. At least from the original cohort of like people who got the honorary for their likeness. So felt really cool to put it on, and it looks good. Also, it's very easy to switch with the brand because I think people know, oh, it's like the hoodie 3D guy. That's him.
Yeah, you have a good consistency versus like, I don't know, it's like Farouk would get an honorary and maybe it's a cool cat, maybe it's a space, maybe it's I don't know,
it's a Pepe, yeah.
Could be a lot of things, and it's like so. I think your consistency has been there, and yeah, I think some of those people with those Bored Ape honoraries sold them for like $37 way back when, right? It's like
I mean, we had my favorite Bored Ape honorary story. While we're going down memory lane, probably Marin was complaining about why she didn't get hers, and then she got it and immediately sold it for like 4 ETH. And then within like 2 weeks, I think Ledger was selling his to Kevin Rose for like 120 ETH. So she was the one who really wanted that honorary just to floor it. And then within 2 weeks, they went up to a couple $100,000. And, at the time, I was pretty adamant that would be really stupid of me to sell it. Maybe in hindsight, I should have, but I don't really regret it. I like having all the honoraries together.
Yeah, it's a good set to have. It's a good set to have the honoraries and like
I don't think anyone has more. So I got that going for me.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I now that I think about it, I feel like when you switch and the consistency of the branding matters. So no, it's awesome. No, appreciate both of you swinging on this morning. And yeah, it's been really fun and always really fun chatting it up and
Ohio
love
boys.
seeing it on the timeline. Ohio boys for the fucking win. Small airports and fucking, cornfields. We're out here.
Steve, we should do a crypto meetup for the Ohio Texas game. If it was a night game, we should do it for sure. They fumbled the ball there, but
yeah, Texas wimped out on that one, which was a annoying play.
Our most exciting thing going on with crypto in Ohio is actually at the Toledo Museum of Art.
I was gonna say the Toledo
for
Museum.
the few people who are in Ohio who can make it to Toledo. I am somebody who slept on Toledo for like 32 years and really didn't want to go because it's fucking Toledo. And then I went there and saw my friends and saw the exhibit they had for Yatreda. And I was absolutely blown away. And I'll be going back this summer. They have another pretty big exhibit for a lot of crypto native generative art. So if you're in Ohio, that'll be what I end it with. Shout out to the people in Ohio. Go to Toledo. Actually support what they're doing there because it's the coolest thing we have in Ohio related to crypto.
Yeah, absolutely. I need to get out there. Definitely think it's cool. They're very tech forward in that way. And actually Murakami with some NFTs mentioned in the Cleveland Museum Art currently. So
yes, yeah, he had a gallery there this summer. I think it's still ongoing. Yep.
Yeah. So a lot of haters out there on that one, but I was on the right side of history after he apologized. Turns out he thought exactly what I thought there. So very cool. So we'll check that out. But yeah, look, thanks guys for joining us. And definitely we'll have you guys back on again anytime you want to jump on. We enjoyed the conversation and appreciate you both.
Thank you guys.
Right
Hope
on.
you have a good day.
There you go. Cap,
pretty stacked lineup at this Toledo exhibit. It runs through November 30th. They're Infinite Images, the Art of Algorithms.
Yeah, I want to get myself out there. Honestly, this is one of those ones that I've made a mistake not going to. Is I've seen Toledo Museum of Art, and I don't know why I have not hit it. They are very forward on this stuff, which I appreciate.
For sure. Yeah, and I legitimately love this gamified experiential retail. Maybe I don't know. That's probably the question we should have asked him. What is it? Is experiential? Is it like gamified shopping? Is that the what are we actually leaning into in terms of what are we calling this new and improved connected shopping experience?
We need a term. People love the terms. Do you want to just make people be like, it's the Uber of shopping? Because remember when everything was the Uber of everything? Fucking that was the commentary. It was anytime someone threw it on there. But yeah, no, it's hard to. And first of all, good tech. D's is always a good time, so you can't hate on that. One of my favorite people in the timeline consistently. One of the best follows you'll find. It's just good stuff, and I love. Again, I love how ridiculous we are in this space. There are people who don't smoke weed who wear weed paraphernalia because they like the art. It's just it's fantastic, Cap. But a good shit. So you're gonna pick up a not drugs bag. You need to get your hands on one for sure.
I've wanted one for a while since I saw the original one, and so this is my easiest path to getting one is picking up grabbing a couple of these NFTs, and we'll redeem on Thursday.
Let's do this. I know we talked to little people beforehand. My more you know, we went over because we got a lot of people with a lot of thoughts on it. I'm going to swing up more, kind of related to that. And then
I have a request for a future more, and I'll hand it right back to you. But I think in a future more, we need to do, because I've been looking, I can't even find the collection now. We need a more, on the Board Ape Yacht Club honoraries. That was a good trip down memory lane. And I think that's a good topic for a future more,
Yeah, that's like, there's so many good ones and ones that people sold. But yeah, let's hit a more, real quick. And then we will we'll jump in for the rest of the topics.
The more you know. Brought to you by ENS.
It's time for the more you know, brought to you by ENS. And look, we've seen this more than once in crypto, something mooning completely off fake news. One classic example, in 2021, a random token called Squid, inspired by the Netflix show Squid Game, skyrocketed over 75,000% after headlines implied it was tied to the series. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. The devs vanished in a $3 million rug pull. Then there was the fake celebrity and corporate angles when a bogus release claimed that Walmart would accept Litecoin, sending Litecoin up 30% before Walmart denied it. It's not just coins and memes. In 2018, a fake announcement claimed Ripple partnered with Western Union, pumping XRP before both companies shot it down. In 2021, Telegram chatter about Chainlink, which I know you want to talk a little bit about as well, partnering with Amazon Web Services, pushed Link up to double digits before reality caught up. In crypto, FOMO often outruns fact-checking, people who bought Nakamigos on the Beeple announcement, and the bags tend to drop before the truth lands. And that was the More You Know, brought to you by ENS. ENS does more than you know, not just anchoring your name across Web3, but anchoring across the internet. It's your identity, simple, memorable, and unmistakable. Your security, interoperability, and ease of use. Go to ens.domain, secure your ENS domain today, Cap. So I wanted to end on that one just because, more you know, because it's like, look, I mean, people buy into stuff based on news because they're trying to make money. And look, if it works, it works. It can work. One of the reasons Gobs ran, do you remember when Goblins ran way back in the day? Goblin Town, because like people thought that they were like the other side mentioned goblins and there was you remember this? And like they ran for all sorts of different reasons.
Well, and then when it got revealed who the founders actually were, the price dumped because the speculation ended.
Yeah. It was just people love that stuff. And I think it's just, it's important to do your research before you go in and buy things hand over fist. Like there's a world where we wake up today, find out it was the Larva Labs guy, and I'm kicking myself because my friend texted me. But there's also a world where it doesn't, which is the one that we live in. So unfortunately, that's where we ended up netting out. But Cap, a couple of items. What do you have on your tick list? You mentioned Chainlink, I think, earlier.
I just probably a conversation for another day as far as like a deep dive, because I really don't have anything. I don't really have anything intelligent to speak to it. It's just a lot of buzz over the weekend. Like I could probably go up and pull up one of the Info5 reports because they have to be mooning in terms of attention on the timeline. A lot of respected, successful traders and KOLs are all simultaneously started beating the drum on like 2 ETH beta plays, one being Chainlink, the other being Athena. I'll show charts just to give you an idea of what, like, keeping in mind, ETH is up 18-20% on the week. Chainlink up 30% on the week, pulled back a little bit from where it was, had ran up to 22. Actually, it was early this morning. So just starting to pull back. But yeah, big day, big week. Athena, very similar. And the thought with Athena here is, maybe I'll let you explain Chainlink. You're a little deeper, I think, or paid more attention to that than myself. Athena, it's the play on the stablecoin narrative, and having a market cap of 5 billion today. We're all familiar with what just happened with Circle. These are 2 that I think could very well go. I should probably do it right now because I was looking over the weekend at a good time to open up longs on both. And, now that we've got this little bit of pullback right after the show here, I may just very well go do that. But,
I was going to say, good time to open up longs would have been a week ago.
Well, a week ago would have been that time, right? Okay. But, yesterday would have been worse than today. So, who knows? Like, maybe next week there's 2 other, ETH betas that people are pumping, but I'll see if I can go find it. I think I shared the link, so I'll pin it up top. There was a good video, like maybe 10-15 minute video, someone breaking it down, and they would do a much more that's much more eloquent than what I would do trying to explain the thesis behind these 2, but getting a lot of attention in the for those that are looking for ETH beta plays.
I think also, look, I mean, here's one thing to think about in this market that I always try to tell people actionably. By the way, Solomon's kid son learned something, said the more you know, and he's like, my brain immediately played the jingle. His learning's brought to me now by ENS. I think one thing to realize in bull markets, if this is like your first bull market or your second bull market, is you cannot physically be in everything. Like I'm getting into DeFi. I can't be on every single protocol. I can only spread out so much and go into certain places, and in certain areas, I just don't want to go, right? Like I'm not going to go into every single DeFi, like I can't. It's just not possible. Like I can't have money on 27 different platforms. I just don't have the money to do so. I'm trying to spread out accordingly. I'm trying to optimize for airdrops. I'm trying to optimize for, yield. But I can only be in so many places. And so I'm trying to figure out like the best places to put my money and do that. And very similarly, like people will see that, they'll be like, oh my God, Chainlink, Athena, Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, Hyperliquid, Hype, all these, and it's very overwhelming. You got to pick your spots and realize, especially in airdrops, your rewards are not going to be as much as you put in. It's usually going to be less than you invested, right? So it's like, if you put $500 staking in Polygon, don't expect to get $500 in airdrops back immediately, right? It's like you're going to get those over time for how that works. And so just be aware, like I'm playing around with the strategies. I'm actually having a space with Joey Vowles today at 1 to talk really beginner stuff. So I'm going to send some DMs because I know some people out there who had sent me DMs. Katie and some other people have been like, look, I want to learn. And even Friday with Beast, it was pretty deep. I'm going to just show what I'm doing to some people, but I can't be everywhere. And similarly, like you can't be in everything. So like, you mentioned Chainlink, like you're playing it from a perp perspective. You're like, hey, I'm going to go long on some stuff. I think, that's one way to play it. People could say, hey, if I'm believing in something, I can spend less money and put $200 at a 5x long. And now I have $1,000 in play instead of $200. Like there are things you can do there in perps. But you can't be in every trade, so don't feel the need to be. Pay attention and enjoy the things you want to enjoy, and that's the direction I'm going to go. Like, there's a couple places where I'm going to concentrate my time. I know you're getting more deep into the perps and some other things as well, so I think it's just realizing you can't be in everything and not beating yourself up over it, I think is really, really important in a market like this. So I just would lay that out there for people to be like, not like it's hard to spread out into so many different places. Like I'll give you another example because this is another topic I want to hit on. I saw some people tweeting that like this Luca or someone said that this abstract XP this week is going to be like the biggest we've seen. And so like be ready for it. So you're probably going to see a higher distro. So I see some people going deep on abstract memes. People might get wrecked on that. They might sell off on Tuesday. I don't know, but like I have a feeling they're trying to pump some people in to get more, TVL going on there. And that's one of the reasons they're going to start giving out more XP. Because think about it. If it's proportionate, what does it matter if it's more XP? Yes, you theoretically can catch up, but if it's proportionate, if my 19,000 XP goes to 50,000 XP, but the person who, or 60,000 XP, but the other person who had, 200,000 gets 600,000, it's the same. So just be aware of those things. But I don't know, Cap, I heard this. I have a little bit of money spread across some abstract memes. Do you have any desire to go deeper on any abstract memes or NFTs doing that? Or are you still just going to kind of hang out?
Yeah, I'm probably going to grab some. I haven't made any like big moves over there. Just my Pingu sits on abstract and it's really about it with any even minimal size. But I've looked at it a few times, just haven't made any moves. I don't know. Like I might go pick up a small bag of grind or something like that and just hold through to see. Because that was the other thing I think that came out of it is, again, taking videos or what I've seen in the timeline at face value, but that holding is going to be rewarded more than trading. So you don't have to go do insane, volume of buying and selling memes. You can buy some that you are okay holding for a bit, and that allegedly supposedly is going to get rewarded as well. So yeah, I'm not going to go nuts with it just because I don't know. Part of my enjoyment of the abstract farm is I haven't been farming. I've just been doing things I was going to do. And so it's silly. Like there's no like real reason. Like it doesn't, like no one cares but me and maybe a bit for the show, but just the fact, I don't want to deviate from that if I can avoid it. I just want to keep doing things that, okay, like hey, I played a bunch of the Sugartown poker things. I enjoyed that. Like I didn't do it because there's an abstract farm going on, but because abstract is pre-TGE, that activity, that those volume probably gets me a little bit of extra XP. Cool. I just don't want to. I don't know. It's probably silly. I should just, if I'm bullish on the airdrop, I should probably just farm it more. But abstract memes aren't like speaking to me. Oh my goodness, I got to get. I need more meme exposure. I much more. Like I have much more conviction, and this is not a shot at any abstract memes. I just have more conviction in some of the ETH beta plays that I just mentioned. And I'm enjoying Hyperliquid, so it's I don't know if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah, no, it's kind of what I said earlier about like finding where you want to put your time, energy, and money on things. I'm probably gonna roll. I have a bunch of abstract memes that I spread out. There's some winners, there's some losers. I'm probably just gonna roll into a few. Like I'm probably gonna keep holding Dyslexic Dog, Ticker God. I'm probably gonna still hold Abster, maybe some Berry, maybe some Poly. But I'm probably gonna swing out of like most of the ones. I'll still hold Newt just because Newt enters my mentions a lot. I don't know if you have the same experience. The Newt intern is putting in the work, so I want to hold Newt specifically for that reason. But I'm probably going to roll out some of the ones that are doing just fine. Maybe a couple winners, maybe a couple losers, and just consolidate a bit. Because I do find, actually, because I've spread across like 12 abstract memes or something that Eli had kind of given me some advice on. And I'm like, it's hard to keep track of how much money I haven't played. Because like, you put like $20, $30 here and there and stuff, and it adds up pretty quickly once you have like a bunch of them. So I'm probably going to roll into a few handful that I feel pretty good about, and get out of some other ones and some experiments. But
I just found that video I was searching for regarding regarding Chainlink and Athena. I pinned it up top. So yeah, anyone that's interested in a better thesis than I poorly described there a little bit ago, I'd encourage you to, after the show, go listen to that. It's I don't know why it's not showing on my computer screen right now, but it's up there, I promise. It's from Brandon Hong, who I wasn't familiar with prior to this, but people that I know are quality traders and good in the trenches. This guy's been allegedly crushing it. So again, if you want to go further down that Chainlink and Athena rabbit hole, go check that out.
Love that. It's like there's just so many things happening at once, and you can't be everywhere at once. So just realize, like, again, that's just a thing you will have to deal with as a participant in this space. And it's a good thing. It's very bull market vibe, the amount of things we have going on and the amount of different, like, we could spend a whole show talking about abstract. We could spend a whole show talking about Ape Chain. We could spend a whole show talking about ETH. We could spend a whole show talking about TradFi. Like, we had bear market shows where we're like, what the hell are we going to talk about today? And then we spent the day talking about like some like mental health or working out or like some other topic, which are good topics to talk about. Like, we don't, it's not that those are bad things to talk about. It's just you only spend so much time on so many things. And now it's like we're very, very deep in the trenches. So that was interesting to me. Last thing out of my list, a lot of people talking about this. I think it actually was first revealed back in June, but people are now talking about it today, and I thought it was interesting. I had this commentary. So Harvard, it was revealed that Harvard owns, I'm trying to find the actual like tweet on it because I put something out on it over the weekend. I quote tweeted something.
Over 100 million Bitcoin.
I think 117. Let me get the exact number before I misspeak. Okay, here we go.
At the price they deserve is what they say.
Yeah, it's so here, I'll share the screen because I had put this out over the weekend. So news report is that Harvard owns $116 million worth of Bitcoin in the iShares Trust. Kind of my commentary on this, by the way, was like Harvard, Brown, Emory, and Stanford all own Bitcoin exposure via the ETFs. The ETFs aren't just about access. Institutions, companies, and average Americans are more comfortable with the asset when it's fully supported by familiar financial companies. I get that we don't want all the, we're like, hey, like, is this the antithesis of, what we're here for? I don't know, man. Like, I think this is how adoption happens, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. What's wrong? Who's fudding it? Like, what's the downside of this? So why, like,
Self-custody maxis who don't like the fact that, like, we're, basically giving our money to the institutions, and, where,
don't sell your Bitcoin. I think it's very positive, and it's going to lead to more and more. And I would be remiss if I didn't segue from that into my favorite website on the internet, because I think this goes beyond, like, how long till they have ETH in their holdings, Steve. Like, this institutional adoption is, I think, insanely bullish. And maybe I'm just the uber bull, but I don't think it's priced in yet. I don't think we've seen the impact of it happening this cycle. I also saw over the weekend that Wintermute is nearly out of ETH. The market makers are running out of their ETH to sell. It's just like the next one, by the way, the next strategic ETH reserve company is going to be entity number 69. So that'll be oh wow, Bitcoin. Did we miss a Tom Lee buy? Bitcoin up to almost 5 billion at ETH now.
It must be recent, right? Like, I mean, I don't remember.
I think last time we pulled this up, they were like 3 billion. No, they had just hit 3 billion, and we were celebrating that and talked about how Joe Lubin was going for, in the process of raising 5 billion. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that number's up quite a bit. They should add. I would love to see them add, like, up in the last 30 days is difficult, because that includes the price appreciation as well, I believe. So I'd love to see them add a column here where it shows, like, actual ETH buys over the last 30 days or last week. Because yeah, that's a big spike if my brain is correct. They've also added anything with a T is these ETH treasury acquisition vehicles. Like, it's not out of the realm of possible. It's probably in range that Bit Digital flips ETH Foundation in terms of their holding here in the near future. It's just like, these are the upwardly charts this cycle, by the way. Friday was another positive day, 118,000 ETH net inflows on Friday. So the streak continues. We'll see if it goes today, but rapidly approaching 5% of all ETH supply in the ETF reserves, and up almost 3% now on the strategic ETH reserve entities. And, like, why wouldn't Harvard be on this list? Why wouldn't any of these large endowments have ETH exposure to go with their Bitcoin? You can't give me a lot. Like, maybe you could tell me some answer that I would believe, but I would push back at it that it would just make sense for them to have both at this point.
Yeah, I don't see why not. So I think we're heading that direction. And, like, man, it feels like we have so much higher to go, man. It just does. And, like, it's exciting. It's exciting to see these companies who are getting involved in this and jumping in and seeing, like, Harvard with 117 million, and seeing, the buys keep coming in. And yeah, I think you have to think ETH's next, right? You have to think ETH's next.
I think so. And one last thing on this. This is the video I shared really talking about Athena and Link. This thing here is something I really, this is the only post I've seen anyone talking about, this hidden tax loophole that could send Ethereum to new highs, and nobody knows about it. It's a 351 tax exchange. The TLDR is, I don't know the specifics. I don't know how it works, but the TLDR is you can essentially sell your ETH and go buy one of these. You could go buy Sharp. You could go buy SBET with it. You could go buy Bitmine with it, and not have and essentially defer any cap gains tax. So think about the ancient Ethereum whales who are looking for, a way to lever up their ETH. They don't want to sell their ETH, but they want to keep their ETH exposure. They just like it in a different, maybe diversify. Maybe, like, that can be a really big deal, man. And I'm not the expert there. I'm certainly not a financial advisor, certainly not a tax accountant. But again, if that checks out, and there's not just Ethereum wheels, some of these that are holding today Ethereum in their reserves, it may make sense for them to also go pick up some SBAT or some, fill in the blank, and or lead to a lot more of these entities that are a treasury acquisition vehicle. Like, this is I'm telling you, man, get ready for it because we're a few months away from November, and I'd say we're going to be beating the ETH to 10K narrative around the Thanksgiving dinner table. There's I don't think it's out of the range of possibilities that we hit 10K by Thanksgiving.
It's not crazy the way it's moving now. I mean, at some point we're going to get some breathers and we'll get some reasons and people will panic. Like, we have to have a panic at some point in the next 2 months. It's going to happen between now and then. But yeah, man, I mean, we may be, A-Fest may be extra irresponsible, like NFT NYC 2021 type deal, as far as like spending goes, because it could get weird, man.
Yeah, I'm like you. I kind of enjoy the bear market conferences because it's like real builders and you get like really deep connections, and you can see who's sticking around for good reasons, not extractive reasons. That said, it's different vibes when things are ripping, and like you simply can't recreate that in a bear market. Like, this, the vibes and the excitement and the enthusiasm, and just it's something special when things are absolutely ripping. It's a little extra fun.
You go into a place and everybody feels like they're a fucking genius, right? Oh, that's hilarious. We literally, DGen News, like, you run them 20 seconds ago. I just got a notification from it. Bitmine Immersion Tech becomes first strategic ETH reserve to cross 1 million ETH. So there you go.
Here we go.
So
Tom, look at me! Breaking news here on Coffee. DGen News. You're welcome to credit me next time you listen into the show and take a headline.
Maybe they were. Like, it was 20 seconds after you said it. I mean, it's like you said it and we kind of questioned it, and then a tweet goes out with a screenshot of the exact site you were on. So literally the site that you were looking at. So could be coincidence, could be could be anything. I don't know.
Speaking of sites and like just creating tools to track crypto stuff, volume and dollar amounts, and I don't know why it made me think of this, but the Bored Ape sales bot, there was an original one and now there's a new one that looks like it got sold and sponsored. Not the point, but I was just thinking about like how like valuable some of these sites are that start with a really simple idea, and I'm just going to aggregate some data and make it easy to find for others. And I'm not even joking. Like, it is probably, maybe not even probably, it might be the most, like, now I would say, like, I go to Mintify obviously every day for the daily market update, but I'm on, at least every day we're hosting a show, I'm probably hitting that site at least 5 times a week, if not more. But back to the sales bot, it's not just that numbers are like, floors are up and momentum is up and volume is up. Collectors are collecting again. Garga said it, I think it was tweet last week, that it's the era of NFT floors is over. It's Grail season, and I like, floor price is always going to remain a metric, I believe. But if you look at some of these sales, it is pretty wild, and it's not just the gold apes that are selling for $1 million. It's across many collections, aesthetic NFTs. It's rare ones. Like, Grails really are flying right now, and that is, to me, it's a very bullish indicator in terms of collectors collecting, getting their bags packed for the bull, or getting their forever assets that they want to vault and they don't want it to run away from them. So yeah, I just that sort of stuff has been, we lost a little bit of that during the the blur farming season and incentivized bidding. It's good to see it coming back, and it gets like the tinglies going off again when I don't know, and not to get on a tangent on Blur, but I just they weren't, most these NFTs art on chain wasn't intended to be traded at high velocity and high frequency. They're intended to be collecting. Collecting was at the core of so much of this, and we got away from collecting when selling and trading and flipping and bidding got gamified, and it just feels like we're getting back to part of what made NFTs great in 2021.
So, floor price of Bored Apes and Pudgy Penguins are right around $60,000. In which is crazy because they were like 30, 20, 25 like a month and a half ago, maybe less. Do you think Luca Nets is correct? We will see multiple 6-figure NFT collections coming up soon here. I mean, like he said, we will again see that. Like, I think he might even said next bull market. Do you think apes, pudgies, maybe something else will hit six figures? More than halfway there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very possible. I agree though. I don't think we ever see punks get flipped again.
Yeah, I think that was unlikely. I asked that question over the weekend, and I saw
unless it's airdrop driven. I don't like. I don't know, man. I think they've reclaimed their likely appropriate reign at the top.
Yeah, and also by the way, like mutants and Lil Pudgies both sitting around like the 1.7, 1.9 ETH mark. I know you mentioned this before about pricing. Like, I'm not going to get in this game because I don't have the ETH to splash around, but it does feel like there should be a catch-up trade given they both have the same levels. Now, a big Pudgy has more utility than a little Pudgy for sure in the abstract ecosystem and some airdrops. But at the moment, if you're going to Ape Fest, if you're getting in communities, if you're trying to get into events, a mutant's got pretty close to the same utility as an ape. Feels like there's probably a catch-up trade to be had there. I'm not going to play it, but like, man, 1/8 the price. It had been 1/5 during the bull market before. I just don't know if there's an opportunity there or not. I mean, I don't have the money to splash around and play with it, but yeah, at some point, like I do wonder if those have a little bit of a move in them. But I keep waiting for new stuff though. They got Good Vibes Club and a couple others, but I keep waiting for like what's new, what's going to change, or is it just going to be these established ones? We'll see. But in any case, anything else before we jump out of here?
I mean, another one I was talking on last week, just the primary, secondary collections. I still think, I think that Mythics might be a little underpriced relative to Moonbirds. I was corrected that the ratio is actually on par with Pudgies and Mutants, but I don't know. I'm going to keep an eye on that. The only last thing is just, and it's back up. Well, yeah, it actually is back up on the day. It's up 3% in the last 24 hours. But there was a little. I should listen, man. I messed up. I was going to buy some extra rec on Saturday, and it was high, and I got busy with life and procrastinated. Didn't do it, and then I patted myself on the back for procrastinating because it dipped a little further yesterday. Again, got busy with life, and school started today. By the way, are you guys back in school yet?
Like week and a half. Yeah, soon.
It's so frustrating. So I keep losing audio.
You're sounding like real crackly all of a sudden. I don't know
what
you can
else
hear me.
going on.
Can you hear me? Because you sound real crackly all of a sudden. It was not good.
Office space.
Try again. Good.
Yeah, we're good now. I'm back, but
yeah, I mean, right. It's funny. Right when you lost audio, you started getting crackly. Like your voice started getting crackly. Like it sounded like you were breaking up, like you were giving a call from the moon, or maybe not the moon, depending on what your opinion on the moon is. And so it was getting crackly, and then you're like, oh, I lost audio. But no, man, it is crazy. Things are back, and yeah, man, like I almost grabbed some rec too. I saw that. I thought when everything was cooking, rec dip, and like it's funny because like, of course, rec dip. It's like it's been constantly cooking nonstop for the past God knows how long. So
back above
500 mil.
Yeah, fully diluted over 500 again. So it's like, yeah, the dips just get bought, and that is, you talk about bullish indicators, like the diehard community, man. Like I'm getting more and more bullish as time goes on, and yeah, I was about to say, like, yeah, yesterday there was a 17% discount. Joey, I hope you did buy. Joey said he was going to buy as soon as he got back home. Hopefully he did buy yesterday and took the 17% off, but that didn't last very long, as always. So it's like, that's, you talk about like what I'm looking to do this cycle. Like I wish I had bigger rec bags, but they're fine. I think I may just, if we see any double-digit dips in rec, I may just be that's my buying indicator. Anytime it's down 10% of the day, I'm just buying.
Yeah, just hammer.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's smart. I mean, probably the right move. I mean, I'm well allocated in direct for like where my comfort level is, but then part of me is like, man, but am I though? Because like, again, I don't see any reasons why it shouldn't be at the same level as a Pudgy Penguin, you know, as a Pengu. So, I mean, given that, like that's, you know, that's a 4 or 5x from here. It's like which is a crazy number to think about for some people. So I am gonna sell on the way up. I'm gonna be responsible as I try to be, with both that and Pengu. But yeah, it's in the meantime, it's one that there are very few coins like it's not like it's weird because like we talk about it being a brand coin, which it is. It's like I am personally keenly interested in it when I use the term brand coin comparatively to like meme coin, where I think of memes, and I know it's not the case with all of them. There's Pepe, there's Sheeb, and Sings, but like I think of meme coin as the coins that I probably don't want to hold for more than a couple of days at the most. Like Rect, I'm just holding spot. Like I'm just holding it, man. And so it feels like a good one to have exposure to. And I'm that's one of my bets on the cycle right now. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff to do with that. But I'm not even LPing it because I don't want to have impermanent loss on it. Like someone was like, "Oh, I should LP some Rect." I'm like, you could, but I don't want to put it on USDC or Bitcoin or something else and dollar cost average out of one or the other. Like I just want to hold Rect spot, I think, for the time being and see where it goes. So yeah. I lose you again. We back?
Testing my patience today, Steve. Not you.
Yeah. Soundboard.
Audio.
Gotcha.
And now, yeah, but it's coming through my TV, and it's not the output on the settings. Anyways,
let's close it there then. Let's we'll figure it out. I got to send you that cord still, so I have that. I actually wasn't sure if I was going to need it for my Roadcaster, but I will get you. I'll get you the cord in the mail at some point here. That said, let's send everybody off on their day.
I saw KD Degen Poet in the chat said I'm a certified financial planner. But active, it said that you definitely cannot 1031 exchange your ETH and any other assets. It's not a 1031; it's a 351. 351 tax exchange is what it is. Not a 1031. 1031, as far as I know, is just primarily real estate. Maybe there's other stuff there, but I do believe it's just real property. But no, this is the video's up top if you want to read it. Look into it further from Brandon Hong. It's brand ank _CR. It's pinned up top in the Jumbotron, and he talks about the 351 tax exchange, not a 1031.
Love it. I shameless plug. I also pinned to the top. Got the space with Joey Vowels talking DeFi, some beginner stuff. Going to show them how to LP and do a couple other things there. So jump in if you're curious about that.
Hit the carousel. The carousel's up there for the rest of the week too. Got nerfed this morning, so appreciate any extra love on that today.
Yeah, always appreciate the love on the carousels. We get it going. But yeah, thanks everyone who came through this morning. We will talk to everybody bright and early tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, everybody.
Thanks for tuning into Coffee with Captain, powered by ApeCoin. We hope you enjoyed the show, and remember, nothing we discussed today is financial advice. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day.
Welcome to the future.